Okay. Hi everyone. Hello. Cool. Let's just give 1 or 2 minutes to people to join, and then we will start discussing. I is on slow mode. Uh, is it? Can anyone confirm if you can hear me? Because it is on full volume. Audible. Perfect. Audible. Okay. Great. So we have, I think, 160 people. Let's just give 1 minute and then we can get started. We can talk about the questions related to observability, right? The observability series is going on. Hmm. The observability series is going on, so we can talk anything about that, and also we can talk about any specific questions to DevOps and cloud. So I'm back from US today, back to Hyderabad. So I'll resume the videos on observability. Cool. So there is this question: where are you working in USA? No, no, no. I was there for a business meeting. I was there in Boston, and then I just traveled to New York and back to Hyderabad. So it was just a business meeting. I was not working there. When can we expect the next video about for observability? Tomorrow or day after? And from then you will see the videos. There are only 3 videos left, right? So mostly the plan is to complete by this week. Yeah, I think we should be done by this week. Yeah, we will plan a meetup in Hyderabad, sure. Cool. Honey Pratap, there is a question: not able to expose Prometheus using port forwarding. Like, what is the issue? Uh, can you explain why are you not able to do it? Because the kubectl port forward command, right? It should be irrespective of where you are running that command, irrespective of your Kubernetes cluster, because it kinds of forwards the port from your local machine. If you can share the error or something, that would help. Bro, will you never feel pressure about work? Mm, it depends. There are scenes where you are doing some production release, or something went wrong, but now after 10 years, 11 years of work experience, I would say little less, because initially when you are a fresher or when you have less experience, you will be worried about things, but with experience you gain that maturity, and I think it's because of that maturity, you would not be that worried. You know that you can fix the things even if something goes wrong. Can we have a job portal kind of thing? No, it's not possible. I'll tell you why, Manoj. See, a job portal maintenance is like a company, right? You need to run a company if you want to maintain the job portal. Today, if I post something, tomorrow I need to verify if the post is still relevant. Let's say I posted that 5 opportunities in Google, open positions in Google. I need to constantly verify if the open positions are still open. Are they filled? Right? I need to get in touch with the recruiters. I need to encourage recruiters to post on the platform. So a job portal is not that easy. So you need to run a company like Naukri or LinkedIn to create a job portal. Otherwise also you can do it, but then it will not be well maintained. Most of the times there will be wrong information in that job board. Any repo to get already built template for Grafana dashboard? Yeah, there are inbuilt Grafana dashboards. If you are asking about that, so there are many inbuilt Grafana dashboards, and you can use them. In one of my videos also I showed you. There are members where you need to just look for the option called import Grafana dashboard, and you can just use it. Yeah, sure. So basically, I'm running this live session in slow mode. That means if you comment, the next comment can only be after 1 minute. So this way, there will be less spam in the comment section, and more people can ask questions. And I'll also open it up for people to join, and you can join, you can share screen, and you can ask your question. Okay, this is a good question. How to keep calm while you face any disaster during production? I don't think it is easy to keep calm. You can be like, you can manage, but it is not possible to keep calm. For example, let me share you an instance. When I was a fresher, I was working for TCS, and my client was a bank, and we used to do the blue green deployments. So, blue green deployment is a strategy. I think some of you might have heard about it. So, we were doing that blue green deployment strategy, and what happened was I messed up. That was like 1 year. I had just 1 year experience, and I messed up with the blue green deployment. At one point, one site was down, which is part of blue green, and other site is live with a wrong version. So technically, the version that is available for the customers is not latest. It's not the old as well, but it was with some wrong version, and I messed up completely. It was like, I think 4 a.m. in India and 8 a.m. Oh, sorry, it was 8 a.m. in India and 4 a.m. something in Amsterdam, where I was working for. So nobody, none of my seniors were also not picking up the call. So very difficult to manage such situations. So what I have done is, then I went back to the basics, trying to understand what went wrong. I just had 1 2 hours to fix it, because by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the bank people will start using the bank server, the bank application. So somehow I managed to get the right version, and then I had to give the explanation to my seniors. Then I had to prepare a document so that next time nobody does the mistake that I've done. So it's okay if you do mistakes, like that is how we learn things, and that is how I have also learned things. Thanks, Mohit. So if you become a member of the channel, you will be added to the Slack group where you can ask such questions. Hi Abhishek, I got into one of the Fortune 500 companies, but I'm not learning enough in my day-to-day work. Will this affect me in the future? Okay, this is a very good question, and appreciate that you are thinking about your future, not that you are comfortable in your company. You are already in Fortune 500. So sometimes people get comfortable, but you are thinking about your future, which is good. And yeah, it will be a problem if you don't keep learning. So my suggestion would be, do whatever you are doing in your organization. Above that, keep learning. Like, you have YouTube channels like this, you have multiple sources, you have a lot of projects on GitHub. So keep practicing, and whenever you are planning to switch to the new one, the new job role, the projects that you are doing along with your Fortune 500 work experience will help you to get a new job. But if you don't update yourself constantly, then yes, it doesn't matter if you are in Fortune 500 or Google. you will not be able to move to the next companies. You'll find it difficult. I mean, how to get DevOps freelancing opportunities? It's exactly same how you get developer freelancing opportunities. There is no difference. Go to Fiverr, go to Upwork, go to freelancer, look for clients, quote your bid, show your profile, get the freelancing. That's it. What challenges do you foresee for DevOps in on-premises infrastructure? So, if you have on-premises infrastructure, one of the primary challenges is to keep your infrastructure up to date, right? Make sure there are no critical vulnerabilities. That is the primary challenge. For example, if you are using the Amazon, AWS, or Azure, or GCP, you don't have to worry about the control plane a lot. Like you don't have to worry about, let's say you're using Kubernetes itself. You don't have to worry a lot about Kubernetes control plane. You don't have to worry a lot about the critical vulnerabilities on your control plane servers. But if you're using on premises, you need to make sure the infrastructure is constantly updated. Let's say you're using RHEL 8 today. Sometime you have to move to RHEL 9. It is your responsibility to do it. And it is your responsibility to make sure to follow all the libraries that you are using in your on premises. Because if any library has a vulnerability, it is your responsibility to update the configuration of that library. So doing it on premises is little more challenging than doing it on cloud, because in cloud you have someone who is taking care, but on premises you are that cloud engineer, you are the DevOps engineer, everything. Yep, we will do it 100%. Golang series, and in that Golang series we will also do an open source contribution for sure. Yeah, I promise you this. Whenever we are doing Golang series, I will add open source contribution in that series. It depends. Why not? Like, if you love coding, DevOps is. I love coding. I do coding on a day-to-day basis. I love DevOps. So yeah, sure. It will also add up. It is not a disadvantage. It is an advantage. It matters if you have like career gap, or if you have yeah, especially in cases of career gap, or you're transitioning from non IT to IT, you have something to show, right? You're moving from non IT to IT, so people would ask you, how can I believe that you have knowledge on it? So probably you can show your certification, or if you're coming from, let's say, a career gap, you can also justify that, I've been learning during this career gap and I have this certification, like that. No, these days it is not enough. You need to have good understanding of complete DevOps, not just these particular tools. Okay. How do you choose right observability tool for a project? A very good question. So, to choose the right observability tool, uh, first try to understand your requirement, the complete requirement. It's not like on a high level. You need to get proper details, get the complete document of what is your requirement, and does open source fit your requirement? Like, can you use Prometheus, Grafana, Negios, right? These kind of things for your requirement, then prefer that. But if you have a complex requirement and you are looking for support time to time, then you have tools like Datadog, Ground Cover. You have Manage Engine, which is from Zoho. So there are tools that you can go for support with support, And there are tools where you can get them completely for free, open sourced. Your requirement should drive the tool that you are picking for. Mostly all of them are trying to solve the same problem, but each tool has a little edge. For example, if you need eBPF, ground cover is better because they are a eBPF driven observability platform. Let's say, sorry, yeah, let's say you are more interested in logging. Choose ELK stack. Along with ELK stack, they also provide some observability tools for metrics collection and tracing. So in such cases, you can go with ELK stack as your predominant observability, or you want to maintain a vendor neutral standard so that in future you might move from one tool to the other tool. You have open telemetry. So yeah, this is how you can figure out the stack that works better for you. What is your approach for balancing security with speed in DevOps pipelines, especially when dealing with high scale cloud environments? Balancing security with speed in DevOps pipelines. See, I'll tell you one thing, your security should always be left. So, left is your development, right is your production. So, security should always start from left. That means right from the point of development, right from the point of you building the CI/CD pipelines. Security should always be made a part of it. It should not be looked as an additional thing. You are writing code, make sure the code is secure. You are creating a CI/CD pipeline, make sure the CI/CD pipeline is secure. So when you don't look security as an additional aspect, right, then you will not have a question of balancing security with your speed because it's part of your whatever thing that you're doing. Yes, Python is necessary. If you want to become DevOps engineer on AWS, Python is required. For example, you might be using Lambda functions in AWS for which Python is required, or you might be using AWS CDK to create the infrastructure, then also Python is required. So, yeah, you should learn Python. Yeah, Abuzar, it will be covered. Make sure you watch the series till end. You will get complete idea of APM. Don't worry. There are things that you cannot do with Bash. I would recommend go to the Python for DevOps playlist on the channel. We have that playlist. It is a very simple series. So, just try to follow that series and you will get a clear understanding of how Python is used, why Python is used, what are the some of use cases where DevOps engineers use Python. Chaitanya, is Istio needed for job switch in DevOps? See, like how can you answer about a particular tool? If it is part of the job description, it is required. If it is not part of the job description, it is not required. Overall, is Istio mandatory skill? No. Is Istio good to have? Yes. That's what I can answer. Thank you so much, Ramchandra. Okay, now I have put the link in the comment section. Whoever wants to join and talk, they can use the link and they can join. Cool. I have I have put it. Arjit is asking, what are some projects for people with associate certifications? So we have already projects on the channel, right? For associate certifications, for associate level, we have done. You just go to the real-time DevOps projects on the channel, and you will find that. Hey, hi Guru, what's up?
Nothing, man. All good.
How is your day today?
Very hectic, man. I'm still working.
Uh, what is it like? 7 o'clock in the
Yeah,
evening?
almost 7 o'clock. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Good to have you.
Thank you. How was the US trip?
Yeah, I mean, it was not a trip actually. It
No,
was,
it was a business trip. I understand that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like for some project meeting. So
Okay. Okay.
it was very hectic, but last 2 days I managed to get time and I went to New York. So
Okay.
just
Oh,
took
did you
those
go
days.
to Boston, Massachusetts? Right? Massachusetts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Is it?
I
The
wanted
weather
to go
should be
to,
good, no? Now it should be spring season there.
yeah, it is just so it's like the first spring of the year. So
Yeah.
it's very bright and colorful. Let's see what questions people have for us
Yeah.
today. I'm Mohit.
Hi, Abhishek. How are you? Thank you so much for giving me time today. Yeah, I was keep watching your videos to make sure that I can connect you someday. So it is happening today.
Perfect, Mohit. Where are you?
I live in Caledon. It's in Toronto,
It's in
Canada.
Toronto.
Yeah, Canada.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, I
go
have
ahead.
a few questions. If you don't mind, can I ask you now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I actually started this year from non-tech to tech actually. So while doing my course, I get into your videos through a reference. Then I was keep watching your videos alongside with the course. There's a the institute which is called Pragra. It's sort of IT staffing things. So they help us to prepare for the courses, and later on they market us for the things for the jobs and stuff like that. I am confused now since I have completed my course with those guys. I've done my AWS certifications as well, some certifications, specifically in the cloud architect, solution architect. And then I got done with the AZ104 with the Microsoft as well, just to make sure that I can be a multiple cloud guy. And then with the Kubernetes, right now I'm preparing for the CK exam. I have done Kubernetes and OpenShift as well. So these are some tools which I am familiar with right now, and I'm right now just fetching the GitHub repositories. Some of yours, some just randomly whoever has done some code work, and try to create my own pipeline using Jenkins and then adding SonarQube, Trivi, and later on with the Nexus repository. And then I build the image and push it to my Docker Hub, and later on I fetch it and do it on a GKE cluster. So this is what I am doing currently. But I am confused since it's something weird with my institute. They are not helping out to get a job these days. Maybe the market is tough. So I am completely coming from non-tech to tech. I have done my bachelor's, but that is in MSc chemistry, not in science. So the problem which is arising for me, I'm not able to secure one single interview, and I'm thinking to move back to India now. It's been 8 years I'm living in Canada, but I'm thinking to move back to India to seek for any opportunity. Earlier, I was a truck driver, so maybe I'm thinking to switch back to trucking, or maybe I should keep hustling because it's almost been a year for me. I'm keep doing my stuffs on my side, but unfortunately, no luck with me until now. So I am just confused. Could you please guide me? What should I do at this moment? Should I come back India and look for a job? I'm a Canadian citizen, sort of. I'm almost done with my citizen stuff. It'll be probably a week or so process for me. Then I have to take care of the other stuff as well to make sure I have a visa to come India. The OCI things will come into it. Could you please help something if you can guide me a path?
My suggestion would be take your Canadian citizenship and then take a OCI and then come back to India and then work whatever best suits you.
Okay.
Yeah, but one thing that I find surprising is that you said you are a Canadian citizen almost, right?
Yeah.
So
Not
so with
officially
the,
though.
yeah, almost.
Yeah.
So Usually, these job opportunities are citizen friendly in any country that you go. Like you go to US or you go to, they give the first priority to the citizens, right? So I feel that once you get the citizenship, you should give more time before taking any decision. Just give time with your citizenship. Start applying as a citizen. You will definitely get the interview calls at least.
The problem is the being a rise for me is more related to the experience because there is no entry level job in IT, to be honest, that I'm familiar right now. So what I'm seeing is mid senior level. For those jobs, they are seeking at least 5 year experience. I can't go with the fake experience. I have done my Python development course as well as a Python developer. If you heard about the institute called GUVI Institute of Technology, which is accredited with IIT Madras. Yes, so I have learned the Python from that institute, and now I'm confused in a way. Should I keep hustling to get a job since because I've spoken to some folks already here in Toronto as well. They are saying due to AI, this the trend of DevOps is moving towards the MLOps thing. So they'll train the model, and there will be decline in the jobs as well. So I'm at that stage that I'm crushed with all these things. So
Okay. See.
yeah,
Okay. One thing I'll tell you is, see, when you are there is one this thing, right? So when your situation is bad,
yeah,
you find everything to be right. Like if
true.
someone tells you that like ML models has nothing to do with DevOps market. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, so it has its own things. It is ML development. It is ML flow. There is ML ops. So it has nothing to do with DevOps as such. And
yeah,
the impact of AI in DevOps, again, it's not very significant at this point of time. It's To be honest, it is less significant when you compare with development. So
yes,
AI is only looked as a complementary thing at this point of
yeah,
time. Okay, so going back, like, okay, forget about all of these things because it has nothing to do with solving your problem.
yeah,
So if you go back and look at the main concern that you have is you not getting the interview calls.
yes,
So you relied on a consultancy, and they promised to at least schedule some interviews.
yes,
They're
true.
not doing it. Okay, they're not doing it. But what is your personal try? Like, are you trying on LinkedIn?
Yes, I
Or
have done all those things by myself. I have created resume as well. I don't want to pay any influencer to make sure my resume get more, with the details and stuff like that. Whatever I have known so far, I have added those things in my resume, and I have added some experience as a Python developer because there is a guy who helped me to get as an intern. He actually is not giving me any work right now, but he said you can put as an intern in my company. If something comes up for you, I'll 100% give you a chance to work on it. But as of now, there's no luck from their end as well. So I was seeking a good advice. I'm not regularly watching your videos, but I am the one who keep following what is happening new with the trends. It's just like your account. So yeah, so this is where I'm stuck at this time. And also one question, I don't want to take more time because I want somebody else also they can get chance, is about 90%, I would say 80 to 90% jobs I've seen, they ask for a developer plus DevOps. Is that what mandatory right now? Because
Nope.
80% jobs, if I see in Canada, they ask for you should have developer experience at least 3 to 5 years and then get into DevOps. But if I ask any developer, how does the development, the deployment works? They know nothing about it.
The thing is, are you looking for a role only in Toronto or
No, no,
across
no.
Canada?
Across Canada, I'm looking for the job. I have applied all the way to the east coast of Canada to the west coast of the Canada.
Okay.
There's
My
nothing left.
suggestion is mention once you get your citizenship
Okay.
done, officially done, and you have
Yes.
your Canadian passport, which
Yeah.
I think will take you 6 weeks or something like that, correct?
Yes. 1.5 month. Typically, yes.
Yeah, exactly, 6 weeks. One, my suggestion is don't lose hope. You're almost there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is Once you get that, first thing is put on your CV Canadian citizen, no need for visa.
Okay.
Because the first thing people, TS will think, oh, name sounds Indian, maybe he needs a visa. So you can say Canadian citizen, that will add a heck lot of weight. And
Yes.
right, number two, able to reallocate. Put that in your
Okay.
CV. Right at the top. Yeah, right at the top, Canadian citizen able to relocate
Okay.
on very short notice. That's it. I'll tell you, your chance will go at least by 5 times. Trust me.
Okay. Thank you. But I
Yeah,
have not seen this thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did
See,
you put that you're a Canadian citizen or able to move on your CV?
Not yet, but I have not seen any recruiter which is looking for that.
Trust me, the thing is, it
Okay.
will make
Yeah,
a
I'll
difference.
I'll
Trust me.
I'll follow this strategy as well. Let's see if any hope
If
comes
it helps,
on my
comes.
way.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're thinking that a developer, a DevOps engineer needs to have a development background. If you have, it's good, obviously, but doesn't need to be. For example, uh, well, I come from both, so I can't really tell, but there are loads and loads of DevOps engineers who have never done any application development. Coding is different, application development is different. Remember, you need to have some coding experience, maybe Shell or maybe a bit of Python or maybe a bit of Groovy, depending on if you're using
Yes.
Jenkins. But apart from that, you don't need to do
What I have experienced is we need knowledge to know where the environmental variables are and
find out.
where
Yeah.
the details are. Those things like if I need to take care of the dependencies issues, what version are they using to build the application? Stuff like that.
no, no,
I
no.
should be
Okay,
familiar with.
like we don't have to go specific to that, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, because it's a different thing. Like we all have free courses on YouTube. You can check out the Python free course where
Yeah.
the problem statement is mentioned why
Yeah.
DevOps engineers use Python. But coming to the core of the problem, you not getting interview calls, right? At least you
Yes.
need to get the interview call.
Yes.
Forget about you are not clearing about the interviews or those are all secondary things.
Yeah.
But first, let's try to focus on why are you not getting an interview call. Okay, are there zero calls in Canada for DevOps engineers? Definitely not. Then whom are they hiring? Like you are trying every day, you are applying for thousands of companies. Why is no one getting back to you? There should be some reason, right? Because
Yes.
we all see success stories of people in Canada. Even on this channel, there are a lot of people posting that I got opportunity in Canada. So, what do you think? Like, what do you think is missing? Maybe if I have your LinkedIn profile or something, I can just quickly look at it. Probably
If
try
you
to.
want, I can send you whenever it is convenient to you. I can publicly, or maybe I can email you about my LinkedIn ID if it works or the way you suggested.
What is your LinkedIn profile?
Uh, do you want me to just put the link of my profile?
You can share it if you're comfortable.
Okay, sure. Give me a moment. I'll just send you.
Share your screen. Let's see. Let's see
Should I
what
share
is.
my screen?
Yeah, if you're comfortable,
Okay.
you can do that.
Yeah, I am, but I'm not really familiar with this thing. How do I share my screen? Okay, maybe from here, present. Yeah, yeah. Please let me know if it is visual.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's go step by step to see how is it. So you have open to both. You are a DevOps engineer, AWS solutions architect, associate. Okay. Can you scroll down, please? Yeah. Can you scroll down further? Uh huh. Go ahead. You don't have your GitHub repository or something. Okay. Now go to the about section.
About yeah. It's just I put on just a summary about what does the DevOps
No, no,
engineer
no.
typically does.
Can you click on that edit button in the about section?
Yeah.
Scroll down. So see, what is the purpose of all of these things? Like, you're there are some thousands of LinkedIn profiles. Okay,
Okay.
just like you, thousands of people in Canada are applying for a DevOps engineering job role.
Yes.
You are no different, they are no different. You have a LinkedIn profile, they have a LinkedIn profile. What is the
Yes.
differentiator? Okay, you have open to work. I also have open to work. So what? What are your skills? If I am a recruiter, I am going to your LinkedIn profile. You applied for the job. I would definitely reject this profile because there is nothing here, right? I mean, I don't mean to criticize you. I'm
No,
just
no, no. It's better to have hard things only than a person can learn, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So there is nothing that I understand from your profile.
Okay.
You need to provide the skills, write about the projects that you have worked on. You said you have done two courses, right? One from whatever you said, I
Yes.
forgot that. Give you or
One is
something.
from the GUI, yes, and another one I have done here, which
Yeah.
was with
So
cloud and
how do
DevOps
I
both.
how do I understand that looking at your profile?
Okay.
You must have done some cool things there, right? Why don't you mention that? See,
Okay. So
Mohit,
here you're saying I need to mention all those things in profile in
this is
edit.
your about section, right? This is your about section. This is where I'm understanding about yourself,
Okay.
right? So obviously you need to mention in the about section. You might
Okay.
have done some cool project there. Why don't you add about that cool project that you have done? Why don't you tell me that I have deployed some application on Kubernetes, set it up in AWS with some XYZ infrastructure, with some
Yes.
strong network setup? Then I will understand, no, should I interview you or not?
Okay.
Okay?
Can I put my GitHub repository along with it here somewhere?
Uh, Close this.
Yeah.
Just scroll up. Scroll up, not down.
Okay. Sorry.
There would be one section for your LinkedIn. Scroll down, sorry. Analytics, no, scroll down. There is one place where you can add your GitHub profile. Uh,
Okay.
you should do that. Also,
Oh,
scroll down further. Your experience. I want this also to be filled. So you said DevOps engineer at Pragra, right?
yes.
Edit that. Click on the edit button. So here also try to keep it more elaborative. I at least find some good points here. Some knowledge of Kubernetes, understanding of GCP, scalability. So update the about
Okay.
section, and attach your GitHub profile. If you have done some GitHub projects during your internship or whatever you call that course as, attach
Yes.
your GitHub profile by creating repositories related to that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay. So these
Yeah.
things will make a bit. Yeah, this is my past experience here. So I should I keep this experience in it since it was towards the
Yeah.
my.
Yeah, no worries. You should keep it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mohit, one thing I'll tell you finally before we move on to the next person is that
Yeah.
if you are getting zero calls, okay,
Yes.
something is wrong about the profile.
Yeah.
Okay. If you are getting calls and if you are failing in the interview, you need to prepare better for the interview. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. Thanks,
Okay.
Mohit.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah,
Harsha.
hi Abhishek. Yeah, hi Abhishek. I'm looking to work on a POC that could gain visibility to my clients and also to add a significant to my resume. Could you suggest some hot topic,
Can
emerging
you
topic to
can
gain?
you first share your background? Like, what is your background?
Oh, sorry.
No, 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 not that.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
asking like, can you explain
Oh,
about your
sorry.
background? Like, like,
Okay.
are, are you an
Yeah,
experienced
actually, I
person?
currently working
Or
on. Yeah, I have 2.5 years of experience in DevOps engineering.
5.5,
2.5.
2.5. Okay.
Yeah, I'm right now. Recently, I got a project in the same company to work as an individual DevOps engineer. recently I am working as a junior DevOps engineer. Right now I am working on a senior DevOps, kind of. Yeah. Could
Okay.
you suggest any topics to do POCs? Most of my clients are looking into AI related stuffs, which wherever the AI they are trying to implement. Some people
Okay.
say doing harness POCs, like kind
See,
of.
uh, see, Chen, let me tell you something. Basically, when you want to do a proof of concept, are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it for your client? So, if you're doing for your client, make sure you understand the requirement of your client. If I am doing a POC, let's say I do a e-commerce POC for a banking application, they will appreciate that, oh, okay, you have done good, but they'll not take your POC. They'll not translate that POC to an from the ideation level to the implementation level.
Okay.
So don't think that you have to do a POC. First, identify the problem. Take one problem in your organization. Okay, let's say you have a banking application and your organization does not have a
Okay.
chatbot. For example, they don't have a chatbot. That is a problem because
Okay.
some group of people are doing that job where a AI chatbot can do it. Okay, so identify the problem. Once you identify the problem, then do a POC to find out the solution to that problem. It
Okay.
should be like that. Like, don't think that I have to do some POC and I have to impress my client. Your client will be impressed, but they'll not do. They'll not be, taking you to the particular role, or they will not appreciate your efforts that much if it is not useful to them.
Yeah, I thought that significantly improve my resume also, right?
Yeah,
So
no, no, no. Yeah, see, if you do any problem that you're solving, will be an added thing to your resume. Okay,
okay.
so whenever you are solving some problem, definitely you will, along with that problem solution, you will add it to the resume. You will get appreciation from your client. You can also add it to your achievement section in your resume. It will add up.
Okay. Okay. One last thing. It's just on my son. Could you please add one video at the end of every playlist? The key takeaway points to be added can be added to resume. You
Okay.
already doing well, so just
No, no, good,
on the
good point. Good point.
cherry on the
I'll
cake.
definitely do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to take that as a suggestion. Sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi Abhishek.
Hi, Nagraj.
Yeah, since I'm following from since 6 months and still I'm following your all videos and doing well. And
Your
today
your
also
voice
I
is low. Your voice is
yeah
low.
now is it audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, since I'm from the 6 month, I was following your videos, and I'm totally follows all your videos. Today, I have attended one interview for some four questions is there from my side. So, just I will tell. Can you please explain those questions? So, just first question is like, where we will do integrated integration testing like that. He was asked. So, I was answered like so after the sonar cube code analysis we will yeah after the cube code analysis we'll do integration testing, then it will be docker file will create like that. I was answered, but he was not satisfied this one question. And second question is uh, how you will roll back if any issue happened in the production level in the Argo CD with the help of Argo CD, how we will do. So I answered like so one way is like we'll write a YML code in the role. There will mention the rollback and we can able to do that one like that. I was answered. And another one is in the Argo CD. In the Argo CD, will in the their configuration while doing the configuration we will give the github of the github url, right? That old version of the github GitHub deployment is there, right? Whatever we done, that one we can able to give. Like that, I was answered. And another question from so for this question I thought like it will be it will be solved like that. I was thinking and I was answered. I was it's like blue green, you will follow blue green deployment. In the blue green deployment, in the green side live application is going on. In the blue side there is no application. So whenever the release will happen, so there we will deploy into the blue side. So if blue side is perfectly fine, then only we will move some of the traffic to the sorry, green to blue. Okay. Like that, yeah, I was answered for this question. And one more question I have, it's like how we will manage blue green deployment DB servers. I don't know. He was satisfied for these answers, so that's why just I'm asking these four questions.
Okay, nice. We can take it one by one. So your first question was
Yeah.
about when do you run the
Where?
integration tests,
Yeah.
right?
Where will I
So
answer like
no,
only
no, I got it.
QA engineer?
I got it. I got it.
Hmm,
Okay.
hmm,
So where do you run the integration test? So
hmm.
see, as part of your pipeline, integration test falls into your continuous integration, right?
Yes.
So your first stage can be the building of the application, unit testing, and static code analysis.
Hmm,
Okay, and
hmm,
then in your second stage, you can do advanced scanning, SAST and DAST, right?
hmm,
And
hmm,
once you feel that the results are good, you can run the integration test.
hmm,
Okay. Now, if the interviewer is not convinced, if the
hmm.
interviewer says like, "Why do you have to run integration tests?" Can you mute yourself? So, if the interviewer says, "Why do you have to run the integration test so late?" or "I'm not satisfied with the answer," so you need to explain the interviewer that, see, my integration test takes a lot of time. So if I'm running integration test, let's say uh, it takes 30 minutes. Let's assume that integration test is taking 30 minutes. So first thing that I want to verify is the build is successful, or if the unit tests are passing, if the static code analysis is good. Only then I'll run the end-to-end test, because it is time taking. And second thing, it will exhaust your resources. Integration tests are running on a virtual machine, or they are running on a Kubernetes cluster. So the point is that you need to explain them. If they are not convinced, explain them why you are running it after all of these stages. Make sure all the unit tests are passing, static code analysis is done. Only then I run integration tests. So this is good for my organization, right? This is one.
But yeah, I answered like, but QA engineers will do integration testing, right? So
Why
once
will we
after they, yeah,
like
once
what is
once
integration test?
hey, it's like we need to test it like from end to end flow. That application for the future is
So
in.
QE engineers has already automated it. Why should they do it? You should integrate that end-to-end test in your pipeline. If QA engineers are doing it, then you are not doing DevOps, right? You are again adding a manual activity in your pipeline. How can you verify that your commit, which is passing through the CI/CD pipeline, okay, is quality assured? So the QA engineers have written in the QA engineers have written the integration tests. What you need to do is integrate the integration test into your CI/CD pipeline and run it as one of the stage in your CI/CD pipelines. Okay, okay. This is your first question. Now let's go to the second question.
Yeah. Second question is like,
I
how
remember.
we will
I remember.
roll
I
back.
remember.
Hmm.
Don't like you don't have to repeat it. I remember the questions. So the second question is that when you are using Argo CD, what is your rollback strategy? When interviewer is asking about the rollback strategy, this is where a lot of people do mistake. Immediately they try to answer something. First thing that you should ask is, what is your deployment strategy? Without knowing deployment strategy, how can you answer the rollback strategy? Right? Immediately ask the interviewer, okay, sure, I can explain the rollback strategy, but before that, can you explain what is the deployment strategy? Is it the canary model of deployment? Is it the blue green model of deployment? Or is there no deployment strategy at all? You can also use without any deployment strategy, right? You can deploy your application directly onto a Kubernetes cluster where it will do some default deployment strategy like the okay, whatever is in your Kubernetes or any other orchestration platform. Now that's when interviewer will tell you, okay, take example of canary or take example of blue green. Or in your case, let's say interviewer said, no, we don't have any deployment strategy. We just use Argo CD, pick up from Git, and we deploy. Now, what should be a rollback? Which is your third question. The rollback has to be what you answered is wrong. You said in Argo CD, I will give the previous Git commit ID. No, you should not be doing that. Your rollback strategy has to be go to the Git and run the git revert command. Okay, what will git revert do? Git revert will push another commit, and whenever a new commit is created, Argo CD will automatically pick up that commit, and Argo CD will deploy the new version. So this is rollback strategy, and this is automatic rollback strategy. Here you are not giving commit ID or something. Just run the git revert command, and your GitOps workflow will trigger, and it will deploy the previous good version on your cluster, which is rollback.
Any other ways there from in the Argo CD application level to go back to the rollback option is there from Argo CD application?
No, but why do you want to do that? What is GitOps? GitOps means you are using a version control system to drive the deployment of your Kubernetes manifest or to drive the deployment of your application. If you are doing it from Argo CD, right, what is the point of having a version control system? Got it?
Understood. Yeah, understood. Got it.
So, see, that's where you are thinking wrong. If you are explaining the interviewer from Argo CD point of view, if you are explaining the interviewer from, let's say, any tool point of view, then interviewer think you don't understand the concept of GitOps. Got it?
Understood. Yeah.
So Git revert is the answer in your
Git
case.
revert. Okay. Yeah. And the third question is like in the two blue green deployment is there. So in the if suppose you are kept idle from blue or green one of the one of the method one of the scheme. So then how it will be it is idle and it will be cast to the company, right? So how we will do this one like that he was asked.
Sure, we will take that question as well. Okay, but a lot of people are waiting, right? So I'll get back to that question, or I
This
will.
is one last question actually. I got confused. So how we need to manage this
Can
blue
you
green
repeat that question again, very quickly?
blue green in the blue green deployment? So you are managing two servers, so two
Mhm.
servers means it will be cast to the companies, right? So then how why you are using like that he was asked.
Oh, okay. See, I explained this in the deployment strategy video on the channel as well. Why are you using? That is a point of blue green deployment. If you say that you don't want to, let's say, incur the cost, or you're not okay with the cost, go with the canary model of deployment. The point why people choose blue green over canary model of deployment is that if you go with blue green, let's say you are a banking application or you are a finance application, you can simply point your load balancer to the new site or from the green site to the blue site in fraction of seconds. So what is your downtime here? Almost
Mm,
zero,
mm,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Or you are using a DNS and you have two load balancers.
yeah.
At your DNS, you will just switch the one load balancer to the other load balancer. It is just switching like from one place to the another place, which will take fraction of seconds. And your new site, your load balancer or your DNS is pointed to the new site. With Canary, you cannot do it that fast.
Yeah.
Initially, you are rolling to 10, you are rolling to 20, 30,
Mm-hmm.
40,
Yes, yes. Yeah,
right?
got it. Got it. Yeah.
Got it?
Uh, yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Abhishek,
No
for
problem.
answer these questions. Yeah.
Hi, Sai.
1 second, Abhishek. Sorry. Hi. How are you?
Okay. Hey, Ahmad. Yeah, Abhishek is looking little exhausted today because I was traveling the other day, so I'm feeling little tired, but it's okay. Thanks for asking. Yeah, go ahead, Sai.
Oh yeah, Abhishek. So currently I'm working as a platform engineer. I got around like 9 months experience, not more than 1 year. And I'm thinking like coming back to India and work as a DevOps engineer because the thing is like my company doesn't have
Where
any
are you?
license in the United Kingdom, sorry, UK. So the thing is like my company doesn't have any sponsorship, so I don't have any time or chance to find any other role. So I'm planning to get back to India. I'm a little bit confused whether should I jump into DevOps or should I go into the platform engineering thing.
Okay, so see, one thing is, I see that the salary is very competitive in India as well. So I'm sure if you have good experience, or not in terms of years, but
Yep.
if you are skillful, then you can
Right.
earn the same thing what you are earning in UK and India as well. So I mean, it depends, like company to company, right? There,
Yep.
there it might be the average thing in UK can be the highest in India.
Yep.
So that shouldn't be your barrier. If you
Yep.
decide to move back because of your visa or because of your license thing, yeah, you can
Yep.
do that. You will not find it difficult in India.
Yep.
Second thing is, like, you're asking about platform engineering or DevOps engineering, right?
I see like the DevOps is like critical, big critical role. The platform is like just build the infrastructure and just leave it, and then you can run your applications on that.
So the both of them are very good, but the platform engineering opportunities are little less when compared to DevOps,
Exactly.
because
Yes.
because not every company wants to build a platform, or not every company wants to build an internal developer platform.
Yep.
These days there are platforms like Backstage, for example. So
Hmm.
Backstage, using Backstage, you can create developer portals. You can just do some plugin integration, and you can customize it for your organization.
Right.
So yeah, if you know DevOps, I would recommend trying out in DevOps. But if you are passionate about platform engineering, building developer platforms, writing applications, not creating infrastructure, because as a DevOps
I'm
engineer you create infrastructure.
Yes, but at the moment I don't write any scripting. I mean, not the exact code, but I just create the infrastructure for the internal tooling, and then just I leave it.
Then you are not doing platform engineering job.
I mean, that's
Right?
my day
Yeah.
to day.
See, it depends on the designation. Like companies have that.
Yeah.
So some companies uh, put the designation as SRE but ask you to do DevOps role. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is a platform engineer role? To create the developer platforms. Like, uh, let's say we will take a simple example.
Yeah.
So Terraform scripts are written by DevOps engineers, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, let's say a DevOps engineer has written a Terraform script, put it in
Yeah.
the GitHub repository.
Yeah.
Now, as a platform engineer, you create a platform, maybe with the cool UI, backend connecting to DevOps, the Terraform scripts,
Yeah.
where the developer can log into that platform. Just click on that button called "I want a EC2 instance."
Right. Yeah.
They'll click on that "I want a EC2 instance" button, and
Yeah.
that button will trigger the Terraform script or the files that are written by the DevOps engineer, executes on a particular infrastructure, creates a virtual machine, and returns the virtual machine IP address back to the developer.
Yeah.
So in this case, everything is abstracted from the developer. Developer is just thinking that I click on "I want a virtual machine" and I get the IP address of virtual machine.
Yeah.
What is happening behind is written by a DevOps engineer, and on which platform the developer is using it, written by the platform engineer. So now you decide: are you doing platform engineering work or are you doing DevOps engineering work?
It's my day to day activities. Then I have to follow what my manager says. Then yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. So in your resume, if you're doing DevOps, then mention as a DevOps engineer. That's
Yeah.
not a problem. Your
Yeah.
designation has nothing to do with it.
Right. So as of now, I have one question. Like, I'm a platform engineer at the moment, right? So if I come back to India, and should I keep in my resume as a platform engineer, or should I go with DevOps? Or
Yeah. If even if you put as a DevOps engineer, it's not a problem
okay,
because
okay,
people know this. Like sometimes in the job descriptions, you might have platform engineering as a role, but you are doing DevOps. That's
yeah,
not a problem.
okay. So, and one last question, and I don't want to kill your time. So, how do I get like full hands-on experience on EKS? Because we do have the EKS, but I never got exposure to work on the EKS. But
Create create EKS cluster. Okay, create an EKS cluster. Do the projects on the channel. We have some very crazy projects on this YouTube channel. We
yes,
have
I do follow. I'm the like one of the members from 1,000 subscribers. I
perfect.
started your video since like 7 day of DevOps course.
Perfect. So just you need to keep practicing those projects on the EKS cluster, and
Yeah,
as you keep doing those projects, no, just try to write them down in your resume. What is the key outtake of that project,
right. Yeah.
right? And that's how you can showcase your experience,
Okay. Yeah. No worries.
right?
That's all from my side. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Sai. Varangal Raj.
Hi.
So is Varangal your hometown or is Varangal
Yes.
your surname? What is it?
No, no. I just named it such a way that so that you can notice me because
Okay, I'm also from Varangal.
yeah, yeah. I know, Abhishek. I'm from
Perfect.
actually Jangaon.
Jangaon. Okay,
Uh,
okay, nice,
yeah.
nice. Where are you right now?
Right now, I'm in New Jersey, Abhishek.
Oh, I was in New Jersey yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I pinged you on Insta as well, but
Oh, is it?
I
I
thought,
did not see that.
yeah, yeah. I think maybe, yeah. I actually pinged you on Instagram. Maybe I thought of meeting you if you could have some time.
Oh, we could have met.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So actually, I recently came like just 3 months back.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead with the question. Yeah.
Sure, sure. So I have two, three, or maybe three questions. So one, actually, like I have total like 11 years experience into DevOps, SRE, and then I mean back in India itself. Now I'm kind of doing a contract position. Here in US. So one quick question is like, oh, my work and experience was completely into a traditional DevOps approach. Like, I used Jenkins, Ansible, all those different stuff, not into GitOps, to be frank, and also a lot of monitoring and other stuff. So my question is, I mean, going forward, I mean, you have explained it very well in few videos, but going forward in down the line, so what kind of major changes that we can notice in the DevOps and SRE space with the, I mean, given the AI is like kind of going much rapidly at the moment. That is my first
This is
question.
the first question. We'll take question by question. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So see, one thing is that AI cannot be ignored. It will revolutionize the space. Okay. There will be changes like previously when I started my career, I used to write shell scripts on the notepad. I used to write the shell scripts on the Vim editor. Okay. Now, after a while, maybe 2019-20, I started writing shell scripts or before that in the IDE because there were some cool extensions. It was doing linting for my shell scripting. It is easily explaining the errors. In the same IDE, I can execute the shell script. Okay. In 2024, now when I'm writing shell scripts, I'm using AI.
Correct. Yeah. Because
I'm
of some
using GitHub
extension.
Copilot. Okay.
Right.
I'm using pieces for developers. 2014, when I wrote shell script, I used to take, let's say, 1 hour. Now I'm writing in 2 minutes.
Right.
This is the impact of AI.
Right.
Okay. Now, assume you are still in 2014. That means You are not understanding how to use AI.
Right.
Yeah, in that case you will be obsolete. Okay, in that case you will be left behind. And people who know AI and who can do that in 2 minutes, they will take over your job.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Obviously, right? Why should I, if I have a company, why should I hire you? Because you don't have the AI skills. You cannot do your work uh, as efficiently as the person who knows AI.
Right.
So
Right.
this is where AI comes into picture for DevOps instead. Okay, understand that. It's not
Right.
that AI is going to replace the jobs. If you are not going to learn AI, you will be replaced.
Right, right. So that's where I have. I mean, the further question is, so I mean, earlier, like I mean, when we look at the the old approach of Scrum and SDLC cycle of any project, there were like along with developers and QA engineers, even they used to hire dedicated team of DevOps engineers to do this DevOps CI/CD workflow and all those things. But right now. It was like almost equal to the strength of a dev and QE engineers team. Like almost 3 to 4 members would be there for a project. And now, as the AI is leading at the moment, kind of, I mean, I even get to know that the DevOps strength is getting reduced at the moment because most of the things are like kind of streamlined, and you just have to use, they are just hiring 1 or 2 people. So that's where my the further concerning question is. Uh, Meaning, I mean, if we still be in this space, in the DevOps space with GitOps and all, obviously the numbers, the people that they hire, then in particular numbers would be reduced. And how are we going to, I mean, like meaning kind of for a survival in that IT career, what kind of changes that we gonna see? Is it? Do you suggest any? I mean, do you suggest for those people, like particularly once we cross 10 years or 12 years experience, they're definitely not going to look at you, because again the packages and CTC would come into picture, and there are already people with 5+ years experience with same skill set would be knowing the same things and can run the project.
Okay, so see, the first thing is what you mentioned about the DevOps companies hiring less number of DevOps engineers is like very very subjective, because I have not seen that. I have seen companies hiring more number of DevOps engineers because typically they were failing in maintaining the infrastructure. Previously, they were doing like, okay, let's just create infrastructure, let's just use cloud. And then what happened is they failed terribly, because of which they need a DevOps engineer to fix their system. They started hiring DevOps engineers, they started hiring uh, the SRE engineers, they started doing the observability for their setup, they started monitoring their stack. So it is subjective to the company that you're talking about. Maybe some companies might have done it. They might have asked, because the developers have less things to do. They are doing it efficiently with the AI. Some of the developers might be switching to the DevOps job roles in that company. They
Right.
might be looking for internal opportunities. But
Mhm.
the fact is that if you talk to the recruiters, at least in India, they are saying that they have positions in DevOps, but they are not finding people with the right skill.
Okay. Hmm.
So they are saying that we have a lot of DevOps engineers in the market on LinkedIn, but factually, when when you try to uh, put the things in the interview, they are not able to answer it. So I would like I would like to tell you that that particular thing is probably subjected to one particular company, but might not be true in all the companies in the market.
Okay. Okay, Abhishek. And sorry, yeah, I mean, I'll go to the next question. So, this is the space that you talked about already in one of your video where you mentioned AI ops or ML ops. So, one quick question is, if we move into that space, are we required to learn machine learning and
So you need to
statistics, probability, and all such things?
see DevOps and ML ops are different. Okay,
Yeah.
they are not the same at all.
Yes.
ML ops is, you can consider what DevOps does to the traditional applications MLOps does the same thing to the ML workloads.
Okay.
As a DevOps engineer, how much development knowledge you need to have is the same how much MLOps engineer need to have on the ML workflow.
Okay.
As a DevOps engineer, you need to understand about what a developer does, what a QA engineer does, what is the complete life cycle of the software development, and how do you integrate the pieces.
Right.
Same thing with MLOps as well. You need to understand what is the ETL pipelines. You need to
Mhm.
understand uh, like what is the necessity for the ETL pipelines. You need to understand about model training, model deployment, model retraining, and monitoring of the models. If you understand all of these things, you will understand the gaps in the ML workflow. This is called ML workflow.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
using ML ops, you will identify the tools. It may be the Airflow for the ETL. It can
Correct.
be ML flow,
ML flow. Yeah.
right?
Kubeflow is also there.
For
Yeah.
the CI part, or it can be GitHub Actions, it can be Docker, it can be Wasm, it can be Prometheus, Grafana. So you will try to fit them, and you will try to make your ML lifecycle seamless.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Got
overall, you need to understand the complete model development lifecycle if you
it.
want to become a ML ops engineer.
Okay, Abhishek. Yeah, the one last question is related to your open source contribution. So I just would like to know what are your like the primary skills, because sometimes you look to be a developer, sometimes you look to be a SRE engineer, and sometimes you are completely different. So what do you exactly work like the primary skill set? Like, do you know
So
coding and all or something?
yeah, I'm a developer basically. So I work on the Golang development
Oh,
on a day-to-day basis.
oh,
I I work at Red Hat as a principal engineer, contribute to some open source projects. That is where my development skills comes into picture. But all my clients, all my customers, I mean my company's clients, my company's customers are DevOps engineers. So that's where I interact every day with the DevOps engineers, understand their things. I do, talk to all of you as DevOps engineers. So this is where my DevOps skills comes from. I have done some open source projects in the past related to DevOps and freelancing in DevOps. So that's how it is,
okay, okay. Good to know.
right?
Thanks, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Let me know, like, I mean, whenever you come to New Jersey again, just, I mean, maybe
Sure,
just let me know. I'll catch it.
sure, that's bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hi Abhishek, how are you?
I'm good. Are you the one commenting with Cloud Soldier?
Sorry, but I was trying to help your students. I was bored, but my apologies.
Great to have you, sir.
No,
So,
it's the first time I'm coming on any live video, and I live in UK, and maybe it's a bit old for you guys. I've been doing IT since before Windows 3.1.
oh wow,
So I used to live in Sydney, Australia, and at that time you might have heard of you called microfiche. So
no,
we used to save data on a plastic. If you search on
okay,
Google, you see that, and about 200 pages of like a newspaper you can emboss on it. Used to go and like when you used to film camera film in a dark room. That's what we used to do, and it was a big thing at that time. We're just talking something, making fresh, you guys. So I still remember Abhishek. I used to have my colleague Karen. She said to me, "Cash, there's an optical disc coming out. It will take our jobs. It will save all the data, the CDs." I said, "Oh my God!" We're so worried. And look at now what happening this now. We got virtualization, Citrix, VMware, containerization, microservices, now AI learning. What do like it's non-stop at the moment. Uh, just I won't take you long. I don't have much any questions because your other students are waiting for you. I'm a big fan. I always most of the work I do in Azure, not AWS, and
oh, nice.
in the UK at the moment, completely dead. I don't know what happened to the market. Maybe it's a new government came in and it's a disaster. So you went to Boston last week? All right. So have you been to UK? Please come. And always are welcome over here. People like you know we're in big demand, and you can give us. Actually, I also train in a local college here, such as AD104. I tried
Oh,
to
right.
copy you. I tried to copy you, and I've got my own YouTube channel sometime, and in a spare time. So I'm just wondering, it just needs some motivational words from you. The way the technology is changing at the moment, do we need to add some like any AI stuff into our CV or just stick to DevOps?
Yeah. So I was just talking about it, with the previous person, Raj, as well. That so what I find today, because I work for Red Hat, there is a lot of AI things going in the company as well, and I myself I keep learning a lot of things every day. So AI should be looked as a complementary skill. That's what I feel at this point of time, where everybody in the software development has to use AI, because what AI is doing to you is it is reducing your efforts in doing things. So why don't you use it? Like I was giving an example of shell script. 2014, I used to take 1 hour to write a shell script. 2024, with AI, just like the co-pilots or the chatbots or the assistants, I can write it in 2 minutes. But
That's
still,
right.
I am writing it, right? I'm still writing it with the help of AI. So I believe that as a software engineer, in the evolution of the software engineer, we were always using things to reduce our day-to-day time of doing things. Right? We used notepads, we used IDEs, right? Then now we are using some cool plugins. Tomorrow we might use some fancy AI things. But end of the day, you are doing the things. You are giving the instructions. The mode of giving the instructions has changed. Agree, right? So right now, AI is a cool thing where you give the instruction, but still it gives you a lot of issues. You are the one who has to fix it. You need to know how to give the prompts. You need to understand how to talk to it. Like probably, let's say we don't have a common language. A very simple example. Today we both are communicating. You are in UK, I'm in India. We have a common language that is English. Assume I don't know English. You are a very skillful person, and my only way of communicating with you is the gestures. So maybe you might not understand my gestures, and even with your vast experience, you give me the wrong answer,
True.
right? So that is how I see AI at this point of time. With good prompt engineering, DevOps engineers can make use of AI with things like Terraform, shell scripting, or all of these things, and
Abhishek, sorry to interrupt you. Just coming on back to AI, I was about to do a project, but for some reason things is stalled. So most of the companies in UK, what they're doing, they're integrating AI service into their, such as Teams plugin, and they're using the legacy data so their employees can search anything.
yeah,
And yeah, so that kind of projects are going on at the moment too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. Like even I encourage my subscribers, like some of the people that I mentor. Why don't you integrate OpenAI or any of your local model into your Jenkins, right? So today, let's say a developer runs a Jenkins pipeline. Why should they always send you an email, right? Why don't you put your FAQ or your previous data into the Instruct Labs, train a model, and integrate that model with Jenkins so that every time a developer runs with a Jenkins pipeline failure, the AI cool plugin that you have, right? That can instruct the developer that okay, these can be the series of possible reasons. Once you look at the series of possible reasons, if your issue is still not fixed, then ping the DevOps engineering team on Slack.
Sure. The last question, Abhishek, I know you have lots of students waiting. I don't want to take too much time. Uh, how would you motivate us or me, for example, if in an interview they ask you a question of a, uh, I know you've got some videos, but can you recommend, say, somebody asks you a question that how would you define yourself that you worked on a project and what have you achieved and what you've been doing like as an SDLC or how would I explain? You got something a video I've been watching that like a day-to-day activities on that. So can you send any? Is one of your videos? Can you recommend, especially for Azure DevOps? I know you got lots of experience in Jenkins and AWS and everything, but for Azure
So
DevOps, yeah, sorry.
I would recommend go if you go to the Azure playlist on the channel, right? So if you look at day 14 and day 15, I have taken a complete project. So the project which is in GitHub, a open source project, and I have explained from DevOps engineer point of view, right from step zero. How would you move that GitHub project to Azure repos? From there, how do you build the CI/CD pipeline? How do you build the Docker files? How do you write the Docker files for it? So, what is the role of a DevOps engineer for a fresh project? Assume you start from zero.
Yeah,
How do you make it DevOps ready? Day
sure.
14, day 15 of Azure Zero to Hero playlist, it will give you the answer.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for your time. And next time, how would I know you're coming online?
Okay, that's a tricky question. I will try to maintain a schedule. Right now, I don't have a schedule. Whenever I find time, I just
I just saw,
what
luckily, you are live, so that's why I joined. Was sitting there, and
I
so I
posted on my
left
Telegram channel,
on your channel
Telegram,
or
Telegram.
Telegram. Oh, okay, all right. I'll try to join you. What's it called?
So in the description of this video, you
All
will
right,
find
got
it.
it. Okay, okay.
Right?
Thank you very much. Takes
Right.
you can take your other students. Thank you very much.
Hey, Rutvik, hi. You're on mute. Yeah, I still can't hear you. Yeah, try that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, hi Abhishek. How
Hi.
are you? Like, firstly, I want to say, like, your videos and the DevOps playlist like makes me motivate more. And luckily, I found like you're on live, and I never get a chance to communicate with you. Yeah, so I was working in one of the company like Accenture. Like, my journey started, and currently my most of the work is related on Azure IaaS, like handling this virtual machine, storage account, load balancer, all
Nice.
these things.
Nice.
But as like we entered like recently in this IT journey, like, right, starting in the service based companies, like they will be try to use like mostly support of the project. So mostly
Yes.
there I'm giving support. I could I want to dive into the journey, but the chance is not getting in the project. So how to now? I'm confused. Like, actually, I'm handling two projects. One is completely related about Azure OpenAI services, like the chatbot,
Hmm.
generative AI, and one is completely maintaining all these cloud vulnerabilities and maintenance of this
Hmm.
Azure AI. So now I want to shift completely my career on this DevOps side only. So like, simply you could suggest like, I need to follow your complete playlist, or and first of all, like, I could say like, I'm just fear of coding,
Hmm.
that I could say. So in that case, like, what you could suggest, like, in this, and how coding will play in DevOps a big role, like that is that doubt I have. And like, and like last question like I could give is like, till as I'm in project, like we have our Azure, like client will pay, no? So for complete hands-on experience, like, what should we do? Like, so that's the question. Like, I have.
Okay. Good question. So,
Yeah.
how many years experience you have?
I think last month I got 2 years experience, but
Okay. Good. Good. So,
yes.
see, let me tell you, I started my career with TCS. Okay,
Oh, okay.
service based company, where
Service.
I was in a support. I learned. I mean, I was trained in Java development, because I
Oh,
come from electronics communications background. Okay.
same
So,
journey.
yeah.
Abhishek.
So
Yeah.
in electronics communications background, I'm not obviously I'm not good at programming, right?
Okay. Like,
So then I joined a support project in TCS, where
okay.
my job was to just update some form.xmls in Java. It was
Uh-huh.
not exciting.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So then I found one project. I insisted my manager that I join that project. It was cloud migration.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Migration.
So I saw one opportunity. I took that opportunity. But
Mm.
I was also similar to you, right? I was not good with programming. I was also scared about programming. And again, I was also not getting good opportunities in my workplace. But
Correct.
I found out one opportunity and I went there. Maybe I was lucky enough. You can say that, okay, Abhishek, you were lucky enough. Your manager approved and you went there. But I learned skills myself. I did not get the opportunity. Right?
Yeah.
I learned shell scripting. I learned Python. I learned some DevOps skills to switch to the new role as a Python developer
Okay.
because I was doing cloud migration. So
Hmm.
the cloud migration, I learned some cloud and DevOps skills. And from my own, I learned about shell scripting. I learned about Python.
Okay.
And by taking all of these things, I switched to my next company.
Hmm. Oh,
Okay. So
all right.
what is stopping you? There is nothing that is stopping you, right? You have 2 years experience, so very less
Yeah.
experience, right?
Yeah. Very nice.
You have enough time to learn things.
Hmm. Yeah.
And you are scared about programming, but that's okay. You are scared. That doesn't mean you are not interested.
Yeah. Correct.
It is a fear of unknown.
Yeah. Fear of
You
unknown.
don't know the you don't know the trick of learning programming. See,
Hmm.
again, in this thing, I mean, in the DevOps cloud space, typically you are not programming applications, right? What you are doing is you are writing some scripts. For that, you
Script.
don't have to be an expert.
Okay.
Just learning shell scripting and Python scripting is very, very simple.
Okay.
You can go with the Python playlist on the channel. It is explained very,
Python
very
hero to hero. It's there.
right?
Yeah. Already
It is
started.
explained
Hmm.
very easily from DevOps engineer point of view. Examples are also from DevOps point of view.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, go through that. And
Definitely.
while you're working in that support projects, one support project or two support projects,
Hmm.
make sure keep doing it.
Okay.
But along with that, learn new things, new
Hmm.
skills like Ansible, Terraform, Kubernetes. You ask me like, how do I practice on Azure? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Create a 30 days free account. It is done. What happens? Create another account.
Using
Okay.
different mail IDs.
Yeah,
Correct.
or if you have a student, right? You might have your cousins or you might have someone. They get
Hmm.
1 year free account.
Oh, okay.
Okay, if someone is in their college, just
Hmm.
log in with their college email address and you get 1 year free Azure account.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Some colleges are not listed, but most of the colleges are listed. Okay. So
Hmm.
when I learned Azure, I took one of my cousin's college ID and I practiced for 1 year. It was completely free. Like you cannot like there will be restriction of services, of course.
Some kind of
That,
services,
like you
maybe.
cannot go beyond a particular cost and all. But I'm telling you that if you want to do these things, practice our projects. Especially one of my favorite courses on the channel is Azure only,
Okay.
because in the Azure course we have done so many practicals.
Hmm.
We took some projects from GitHub and we did it on Azure DevOps, right?
Yeah.
We deployed e-commerce application on the AKS. We
Okay.
collaborated with George, who comes from AKS team. Okay,
Okay.
so practice that Azure DevOps playlist or Azure Zero to Hero playlist. You
Sure.
will definitely be job ready along with the Python.
Yeah, definitely Python.
Your experience is very less. Start focusing right from today. Spend 2 to 3 hours, put a good resume. Within
Hmm.
2.6 or 2.4, 2.5, you can definitely switch.
Yeah. So yeah, once I'm good with, I mean, once I prepared your courses or all these things, when I feel like ready, as I'm having some knowledge and these things. So when I started my making resume, like what, see, as in a service based big kind of service based company, we have some advantage of taking and certificates, like company will be providing money, no Abhishek, like so like so okay, first of all, like I need to learn, that is like one kind of zone, but once we are ready, certificates, like what you can be highlight, since I'm experienced candidate, experience will also come in.
You have 2 years experience, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You will
Yeah.
never feel you are ready for the market. Okay.
Okay.
If you complete 50 to 60% of my playlist, the date,
Mm.
right? DevOps, Azure. In your case,
Yeah.
DevOps, Azure, Terraform, and Python.
Python.
If you
Yeah.
complete 50 to 60, start giving the interviews.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Don't
No
wait
need
for
to.
100% because to reach
Mm.
there, you will take a lot of time.
Correct.
As you give interviews only, you will understand, okay, where am I lacking? What are the things that I don't know? Probably the way you communicate should, you might be
Correct.
communicating technical skills in a wrong way. You should improve that area. So don't wait for 100%. If you reach
Mm.
50-60%, once you complete DevOps and Azure, start giving the interviews.
Definitely, definitely.
No
Got it.
problem.
Thank you
Okay?
so much, Abhishek. Yeah, it's nice to meet you. Thank you.
Bye, Ritu.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, we will do this one last call for today. Uh, Mahi.
So this is my first call. I mean, first time attending the live, and I got it. Seems like I was lucky for once.
Hi, Mahi.
Hello,
What's up? Yeah.
hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm in my final year of BTech in the four one semester. So I've been learning from your playlist like from the past 6 months, no, maybe past 4 months, and have completed the DevOps zero to hero, and then AWS one. Hello.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have been confused lately that what should I do next? The placements are coming up in the colleges, and I don't know if I'm prepared or not. So I have two questions for you. I want to ask you. So first thing, what could I do? A specific roadmap you can give me that I can follow in the next 3 months to get an internship and prepare for a job maybe. Mhm. Then the
See,
second one would be how to enter as a fresher. Both are
yeah,
the core interface. Yeah.
they're related questions only. And I keep getting them every day. So I can answer you. So, see, you have 3-4 months, you said. Okay. First
Yeah.
of all, go through the playlist, go through the date, DATE that I keep saying. No? Okay.
Yeah.
Start with
Take
DevOps
program.
0 to 0. Okay. Then go with AWS or Azure, whatever you find
Okay.
comfortable. Okay. Then complete Terraform and Python. Okay.
Could you say that again? Could you repeat it again? I'm sorry.
Start with start with DevOps 0 to 0.
Okay.
Then either pick up AWS 0 to 0 or Azure 0 to 0.
Okay.
Then complete a playlist called Terraform 0 to 0.
Yeah. That.
Finally, Python for DevOps.
I'm focusing more on Golang. Is that okay? Like
Uh,
I've completed most of the Golang and built
it's
two
okay.
projects.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. If you know Golang also, it's fine. Okay.
I mean,
Python has
I can code in Python, but I don't know much into
uh,
OOP and all stuff.
okay, at least go through the videos because you need to
Okay.
understand why DevOps engineers use Python or why DevOps engineers use Golang, right? So
Yeah.
at least focus on the content of the video. If you want to go with Golang, that's fine. But in that playlist, I have covered the use cases. Like, why does a DevOps engineer write code? Okay, so that's why I want you to at least go through the videos. For example,
Okay.
what can be the day-to-day automation tasks? Something like integration with the agile process, integration with the GitHub workflows. So that is something that you need to understand.
Okay. Golang. Okay.
Again, like once you complete that, you can put them in your resume and definitely you can enter as a fresher. This is my thing because I have seen lot of freshers getting into DevOps through the channel. So I can say that You have 4 months, 5 months. If you focus on the skill, you can apply for the internship roles, you can apply for the freshman role, and if you are good at it, you will get it. Okay,
Yeah, thank you, Abhishek, sir.
thank you. Okay, I think it's already 12:30, and we will meet people next time. We will do this live stream once in a week. So sorry if I couldn't take some of you onto the call. Next time for sure. See you all. Take care. Bye bye.